Hi there, my name is Cody Carlton, and this is my second proof of concept update video. So a major change from the last video that we have going on right now is is in the first video I had been working on the Adobe XD simulator where you could, with the mockups, and you can navigate through the different screens in a static way that way. However, the version that you see on the screen here is actually running off my physical Samsung device. I built it using the Android Studio editor, and so it functions pretty much exactly how you would expect it if it was released in the wild. However, with that being said, the voice interaction still hasn't been implemented yet. That would be more of a dynamic feature, which will be seen later on in the development lifecycle. Now I have uh, buttons to indicate voice interactions that would allow you to navigate through the app. So much like the XD version, if a user wants to use the app but is they're in kind of a crowded spot, or they don't want to uh, say, "Hey Ben, how much do I have in my account?" and then Ben reads it out loud to the user, so they can just swipe over for the discrete mode, and you can see I got the chat interface uh, with some mock data in it. So this is exactly how the app would function in the wild if you wanted to switch over to the discrete mode. There's still some user interface stuff I got to work out, like with the lines in the list view and shifting over the user message to the right. But for the most part, this is exactly what you would see. You would say, "How much is in my account?" and then Ben would respond, "You have $200 in your account." And then this way you could communicate with Ben in a way that, for at least for my personal preference, if I only have like $5 in my account, that'd be kind of embarrassing if everybody around me heard that. So the discrete mode allows for a way for users to talk to Ben in a more, I guess, private fashion. And then we can go back, and you go back to the main digital assistant screen where you can just talk to Ben, and then Ben will talk back to you. So if I said, "I want to show me my spending for, show me my spending history," and then Ben would, and that whole interaction would be over voice. Um, so I could say, "Show me my spending history," and rather than pushing the button, Ben would just automatically navigate to the spending history. So you can see, we get a whole history of what we spent and what we spent it on, as well as the date and the time that those transactions were made. I also want to implement, and didn't get a chance to really mock that data out in here, but I also want to implement where a user could say, "Hey, show me my spending for the last 2 days," and then it'll sort out that data to give you what you've spent for the last 2 days in this section in a list view. I a view in a graph view where you could say, "Hey, show me my spending habits for the last 2 days in a graph," and then Ben will navigate to another screen that'll allow you to see it in a graph. Um, the only reason why I don't have that right now is because the graph view is significantly more time intensive than I originally thought. Um, it's I've been looking at some libraries, and I'm probably going to have to implement my own custom graph because I've been going through there, and I've been trying to see the different graphs being used and everything like that, different graph APIs or libraries, and I just don't really care for them all that much. So I think I'm going to have to totally build that out custom wise. so that way I can get it exactly the way that I envisioned it in my mind. So that's the only reason why I don't have the graph image showing right now. However, I am on track now that I've done a lot more research into the graph APIs and everything like that. The graph view will be implemented by the due date for Saturday, I believe, is the new deadline for the proof of concept where we actually turn in our code. So with that said, I also have where you can say, show me my save history, and then it'll show you all the things that you've put money aside for. So, when you're back here in the digital assistant screen, you can say, hey, Ben, put $10 towards my Australia trip, or, put, see, what was it again? $100 for my retirement, or $100 for my new car. And then when you say, show me all of my saving history, it'll show you this list of everything, all the different sub saving goals that you've created, and it'll show you how much you've put into that account. And then the next screen will be where like you click on the Australia trip, and then it'll take you over to a more expanded view of the Australia trip, where it'll show you what your save goal is, and everything like that. So the only reason why that's not implemented in this video is because it took so much time for the graph research and to try and implement a good looking graph the way that I wanted it to look. I just ran out of time before this video was supposed to be due. So, but I'm continuing working on it tonight, and it will definitely, all those features you'll be able to navigate through yourself on the due date for the proof of concept. So I guess for the what I'm doing and what I'm working on right now is those building out a custom graph myself, and then implementing the other graph view where it expands your save goal item to where you can then see what goal you set. So like for the Australia trip, say $5,000 is the save goal. It'll show you the save goal. It'll show you a graph of the percentage, like a circle graph of the percentage that you have saved so far, and then a list of all the items that or all the transactions that you've saved so far. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the way this is turning out. It's actually looking exactly like my mock-ups, so I'm pretty happy about that. There tends to be times where when you build something in a mock-up, it becomes a lot more difficult to implement it in the actual OS or the actual app itself. Just for, whether the widget, you have to build a custom widget for that kind of thing, or, implementing a custom view like that. Sometimes it's just not possible. But so far, everything that I've wanted to implementing the right graph that looks good is really tough. Like I said, a lot tougher than I expected it to be. So I'm going to be working pretty hard for the next couple days. Any other questions that you might have, you know where to find me on FSO or Slack. Hope you enjoyed the video, and hope that you enjoy the app when you get to see it on Saturday. Thanks.